We're at the Silver Lake Trailhead. You can see it's directly, the parking lot is at the Silver Lake Flats right there. That's a reservoir. So you can park up there. And then at the trailhead, you'll see these signs. And we're just gonna follow this trail up. You'll see a trail to your right. We're gonna take the left fork and just follow it up. At the beginning of the trail, you're in the aspens for about the first third of the trail, and it just rained yesterday, so this will be pretty muddy. Now, all of a sudden you can hear the water. There's the river right down there. Well, here early in the morning, it's kind of cool. You can see the steam, the mist coming off of the ground. Tim, you want to go get a drink? You can go get a drink. No? Okay. And we'll parallel that river for a little ways up through this trail. You want to get a drink? I'll take a shortcut and show you the water. Or not a shortcut, a long cut. He loves to come take a look and get a drink from the water. So here it is. Very pretty. All right, let's go. Let's keep on going. Okay, we've been going quite a ways through the aspens, and the wildflowers are beautiful. It's late June. We just had some rain, and the wildflowers are gorgeous throughout here. But I can see up ahead, we'll be coming up to a more open area, open section of the hike. So I thought I'd turn on the camera and show you what's up ahead. This is a good workout. It's a steady uphill. If you bring kids along, they can do it, but they will complain. It's hard to see as you're hiking, probably as a kid, that it's worth it. I can appreciate all of the beauty, and I think every moment is worth it, but I have brought kids along before. They're not quite as appreciative. They can do it though. I've seen people of all ages on this trail. It's possible, but just know it is a steady uphill. You really don't get breaks, so you just have to stop and take breaks. So here's our view. We've got these gorgeous mountains up ahead, and then we've got the aspens behind us. So keep on going forward. This next section will be exposed. If you're in the heat of the summer, you'll want to definitely wear sunscreen. And I do recommend bringing a sweatshirt on this trail. Once you get up to the top, you work up a sweat on the trail, you really don't need one. But once you get up to Silver Lake, it's usually cold, much colder and windier right up there at Silver Lake. So if you want to stay and enjoy it, I just recommend, just to be safe, bringing a sweatshirt so that you can take your time and enjoy it without being miserable. All right, onward. Another patch of trees, but it will open up. Looks like we've got a little bit more of the aspens. Makes this a nice hike for summertime because you do get some shade at least for part of the hike. The last part of the hike is very exposed, but at least for this first third or half, I haven't really measured the distance, you're in the shade, which is nice. I don't know if you can see these wildflowers. They're so pretty. Okay, we are officially out of the aspens. So the rest of this hike will be up right around here. I can't remember how far it wraps around. I think it might even go right around here, and then up and around this little mountain here. I think we switch back around it, or a loop around it, and then I think it switchbacks up to the lake, which is, let's see if I can show you. It looks really overwhelming from here, but it's up at that kind of middle, more flat section in between these two more prominent peaks coming out. And it's not as bad as it looks. All right, when you get right to here, you're gonna see that to your right, there's what looks like a trail, and it's got a lot of branches. So those are there to tell you that's not the trail. You're gonna go forward this way and veer to your right. So we have a water crossing up ahead, and depending on the time of year, you may or may not get wet. Right now it's going to be really strong. In August, July and August, this will be a lot less. So we're just going to go for it. Definitely will get a little bit wet. So we didn't get wet, that's amazing. But I'm gonna wait and see if the dog wants a drink. Here, Tim. Do you want a drink? Do you want some water? All right, so we are just climbing up on the side of that mountain that I pointed to earlier. It's really not too bad. And I did want to show you the views They are spectacular. So, and if you look down, we were just right down there. So it looks longer and more difficult than it is. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's definitely work climbing up a mountain, but it's very doable. Here's some more of those views opening up. So we'll keep going for a little bit. Here you have a view of Silver Lake Flat Reservoir. So we parked right down there. Okay, I want to show you here that we did switch back around, so we do get a stretch of shade on the switchback side. And I've been here many times a day, and this has always been shady, which is a nice little respite. But we're going to switch back around to the sunny side pretty quickly here. As soon as we switch back around and get on the other side, we can hear the water again to our left. Just checked in with my All Trails app, and at this point of the hike, we've gone 1.5 miles and 806 foot elevation gain. And where we're headed is at that rocky area up ahead, and you can kind of see a tree line up there. The lake it flattens out up there, and the lake is right up there. So we are about 2/3 of the way. Okay, we are, let's look, 1.8 miles, 1,055 foot elevation gain, and up ahead you can see that waterfall. That's exactly where Silver Lake is. The waterfall is coming from Silver Lake. So that's, you're getting really close at that point. Okay, at this point, you reach this whole rocky area and the trail is less defined. We're just gonna you've got kind of two paths, and I'm just gonna kind of veer off this way, and then it'll take us right up to the top. This part feels counterintuitive because we know we're going right up here, but the trail takes us this way, and that's correct. So just go along the trail and it'll just take you right back around and up to the lake. So you can walk over to where the waterfall is. Just take the little path to your left as you enter this area, and you've got a full view of the lake. And then this is that kind of flat area that we were looking to, that we knew we had to get to. And there's our view. And we'll take a look at the upper beginning portion of the waterfall. So here it is. This is the top of the waterfall. These logs are just floating, not really strong to walk on. Let's see. So there it is. And you can cross over here. I don't necessarily feel like getting my shoes wet today, but there are paths, trails to take and explore over there. But we are going to sit down and by the lake and enjoy the view and let the dog swim around a little bit. Water's cold, but you can get in. All right, so this is the trail where we came from. And if you want to go up to Silver Glance Lake, which I've never done, I'm going to go up here. So we're going to check it out. I'm not sure if I really want to do the extra. I don't know. I think it said like 900-foot elevation gain. When you get up to Silver Lake, there's a path that goes around the lake basically, but to your right there's a path that will take you up to Silver Glance Lake, which is right here. We just got to it. Now I will say this is hard. It was a really steep incline the entire time. Like, I'm a little nervous about going back down. Some of it may be sliding down. Scrambling up rock almost the entire time. And it's a short hike, but intense. It's twice as hard as the rest of the hike up to Silver Lake. Beautiful views. You can't beat them. They were just incredible. And I'll share some pictures at the end of this video. But if you're going to do this, bring extra water. I certainly didn't bring enough, so I'm a bit parched. There is snow up here right now. As you can see, it's late June. And there is still snow. Gorgeous hike. I'm so glad I did it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. The entire time up I kept saying I should turn around. I'm running out of water and I just couldn't bring myself to turn around. So we're gonna take a look at the lake. And then we'll head home and get rehydrated. So it's very small compared to Silver Lake. Here it is. Pan out a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we are hiking down and I did want to show you some of the views. You've got Silver Lake down there, and this is just a really steep hike, as you can see. That's our hike going down to Silver Lake. But yeah, the views are spectacular. This is late June and it's just full of wildflowers. Here's some wildflowers just growing literally right out of the rock. More out of the rocks here. Spectacular. us on the downhill. We passed one other little group of hikers, but when we were up there, there was no one. This is a hike that not many people want to do because it is so challenging, and most people are happy to stop at Silver Lake. That's a nice reward and don't need anything more. I'm gonna say this is so worth it. I don't know when I'll do this again because it was so hard, but I am so glad I did. And honestly, the beauty up here is everything else pales in comparison on the hike to Silver Lake. It's just astounding. It doesn't hurt that we have clear skies, and you know, it's just the perfect time of the year for all the wildflowers to be growing, but it is gorgeous up here. And I imagine in the fall, with all the changing leaves colors, the fall colors, it would be spectacular as well. So yeah, here we go, just making our way down the trail. This is a great one for dogs who like to hike, which this dog does, because there are no other dogs up here, no other humans, and we actually didn't see any animals either, not even deer, which is surprising. But yeah, we're gonna keep making our way down this very steep incline. We are heading down, and we're almost at the end, or getting close. Got it probably a third of the way left. I just wanted to point out that this is afternoon now, and a lot of people are just going up at this point, just starting their hikes that we passed. If you have a dog, I would definitely bring water for your dog. There's this time of year, there's water in the streams that they can stop and get a drink, but in a couple weeks there won't be, and it's hot. My dog at this point is, the ground is not hot on his feet. It's not hot that way, at least today, because we've had such cool weather. But he is getting really tired and worn out, and I'm noticing him looking for shade. He'll go ahead of me and look for shade to rest in. And anytime we pass water now, he stops and gets a drink because he's thirsty. So I definitely bring water for your dog. For the up and down, they can get a drink up at the lake, but the trip up and down can be really hot and tiring, and we don't want to make them sick. So something to think about. One final thing I want to point out before we finish up is that the road getting up to the trailhead is rough. It is narrow. At some points there's only room for one car to pass, so you just have to drive really slow and carefully, because at those points there's also not good visibility, so you just don't know if there's a car coming the opposite direction. Also, it's not well maintained. I wouldn't drive a two-wheel drive on the road getting up to the trailhead if I cared about that car, because it could really do some damage. The ruts are seriously deep and lots of big rocks in the road. My four-wheel drive does fine, but I would seriously recommend not coming up here if you don't have access to a four-wheel drive, just to protect your car and drive safe. It's a narrow mountain road, dirt road getting up to the trailhead, so just take it slow and be safe. I hope you've enjoyed this hike with us, these adventures today. This has taken us the good part of our day. We started our hike at 8 this morning, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we won't be home till about 3. So it's going up to adding Glance Lake makes it a long day for sure. Normally when I just do Silver Lake, if I left at 8, I could be home by 11:30 in the morning. So easy peasy. But I'm so glad I got to check that extra extra hike to Glance Lake off my bucket list. And if you're curious about it, now you know it is extremely difficult. Going up, I have to say, going down was fast. I didn't even realize that I had passed Silver Lake and it was below it until after I had passed it. So it just went by really fast. I was expecting it to take a lot longer since it took so long getting up, but no, easy and fast. So it's just slow going uphill, and totally worth it if you have the time and physical strength and energy to do it. Then yeah, I do recommend just doing it this time of year. In June and probably early July would be great too, maybe most of July, and then in the fall when the leaves are changing would also be an amazing time to do that hike. And this Silver Lake hike too, I've done it in the fall and it's spectacular. I can't recommend it enough. So that's it. We are getting close to the parking lot and we'll call it good. So I hope you've enjoyed this journey with us and have a blessed day.